Hey, so today we were at the Yale Fertility Center, and to say that it was overwhelming is a pretty gross understatement. I'm actually sitting here having a phenomenal double IPA right now because I can. The thing about this entire process is that it's not normal, it's not natural in any way. And the act of creating another human should be very organic and natural and beautiful. And so, it's typically these two people that are coming together in love, and it's about as natural of a process as, it is what it is, right? It's just this beautiful organic process. And when it can't happen organically, science has to get involved. And sometimes when science gets involved, it kind of becomes dehumanizing. And that is where I am hoping that as we continue with this video blogging, as we go through this experience, that we can reconnect the human element to this. I am so grateful that I call myself a product of heroes, and I am. You want to talk about the human connection. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for blood donors and CPR, right? Doesn't get much more of a human connection than that. So regardless of the fact that I was at one of the leading trauma hospitals in the country and we had the best scientific research, backing the care that they were giving me, etc., if it wasn't for the basic elements of human blood and CPR, I wouldn't be here. So as we start this journey towards trying to create our son or daughter, or maybe it'll be twins, maybe it'll be both, we want to bring that human element back into this. So the next step is that my husband has to have his semen checked. It's a pretty straightforward, no pun intended, test. He basically does it in a cup, and they check the quality of the little swimmers. And hopefully they will be strong and effective. If they are not, we've made a choice to put this to rest and move on with our lives. But if they are, then I'll have my next series of blood work, which is many pages here, including some blood work that has to go through FDA because we're transferring cells into another human being, which also feels a little weird, futuristic sci-fi. And then if all of my next series of blood work goes okay, then we look at the medication route to start intravenous IVF. So that can be anywhere from 10 days to 14, 15 days of injections. My husband will probably give to me because I'm not good at injecting myself the few times I've needed to do it for blood thinners. Then we'll go to the hospital every couple days. They'll do vaginal ultrasounds, yuck, and they'll also do blood counts to check how the eggs are forming and collecting in the follicles. And once they get to a high enough count, they'll put me under a mild anesthesia and remove all of the eggs. And then my husband does his job again for the collection for his little swimmers. They'll make them become best friends, hopefully, in a petri dish, and give them a good 5 to 6 days to form and for the cells to mutate. And as long as we have healthy cells, then Karen, our surrogate mommy, will then get implanted. And then from there, there's a 25% chance, we learned today, that she'll be able to carry to a full pregnancy. So regardless of how healthy she is or how young she might be, I am 41 years old, so I'm up there. And so the quality of my eggs are not as good. So even if they get a really strong harvest, the genetic makeup of the egg is still a concern. So 25% is pretty low, but we know that miracles happen, and we also know that This world is far bigger than us, and so if that little one can't come to fruition, then we know that that's okay, and we'll move on. But that's where we are, and that's the next step. So we're going to continue this video blogging process with you to keep you in the loop with it. I'm going to continue speaking publicly and doing my work, and we'll hopefully be able to start IVF within soon. So we're looking at as soon as we can possibly start it. So that's it. Feel free to ask questions along the way. And to those of you out there who are wanting to have a baby, know that you are so not alone in this process. And although it feels scary, it is. But you are part of this big human family. You're part of my family. And great things are possible. So sending lots of love from the night of our first appointment at the Yale Fertility Clinic and until we have our next test. Peace and chain grease, as I like to sign my letters off. Love you guys.